It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Free Range. Tonight, we're stepping away from fear, outrage, and collapse narratives and stepping into regulation, clarity, and higher coherence. There's a lot happening in the world. Systems are shifting, truths are surfacing, and many people are carrying intense, hot anger in their bodies, not because they're wrong, but because their nervous systems are overwhelmed. This conversation is not about chasing timelines or feeding rage. It's about how we stay sovereign, heart-centered, and anchored in source as new energies move through us. I am Sha're for short, also known as Gail of Gaia, and tonight I'm joined with Jenny Lee. And together we're going to talk about the new energies, 5D consciousness, and how to calm the red hot anger so it doesn't burn us from the inside out. So let me bring on Jenny. And Jenny was telling me she looked up the Schumann resonance. No wonder I feel burned out today.
Yeah, 100 hertz. That's just insane. That's what I saw when I was on it earlier. But everybody's under the weather, like today. Like everybody's sick. Everybody's dealing with issues, runny nose, bad throats. I'm hearing people talk about their throat feeling awful. And you got to look at both sides of the weather's cold and all that. But then when the Schumann resonance comes in and it feels like it moves, it's in motion, and you're like, okay. So everybody's feeling out of sorts on everything.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good way of putting it. Out of sorts.
or the big sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's no one's happy about it.
It doesn't feel good. And then there's so many things happening and we're finding out about things. And some of them are, there's a certain amount of righteous anger, but we can't stay in anger because that's just going to burn you up.
Right.
And one of the things I had a show, and I know that many people didn't watch it because it did include information about products, and people are funny about that sort of thing. But it wasn't about anything else. And sometimes they have some good information too. And one of the things that talked about was the vagus nerve, and that is the rest and digest system. And when we're in the fight or flight too much, that's what's going to make us sick. We have to learn how to get into the rest and digest system, and that's your vagus nerve. And there's a number of ways to do that. And humming. You can be humming. You can put your hands on your like this, and then hum, and it actually stimulates the nerve to get you back into a more peaceful rest and digest.
Right. And that's the whole thing is, I think when we get to a process that we understand how sick we've been and how much poison is in our system and the whole detoxing, the whole process, you don't realize the food of the poison that's in it. And then you have to deal with the fact when you put new food, that's actually food into your system, your body has to process real food again too. It's, it's
constant strain.
Yeah. And that's why I know to go out and eat, it's unappealing, because this is the thing. And you were raised, around your grandmother and your parents, and that food, even potatoes, gravy, the smells, you guys don't even understand how much we don't smell that stuff like we did when we were younger, how it tasted different when we were younger, because it is so numb to us now. Like the smell of coffee used to, in the morning, you used to smell that in a different way, and you don't smell it in the same way anymore.
That's true.
The taste of
Interesting.
everything is gone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so
Some things that I
bizarre.
used to like, I'm not attracted to it at all.
No,
Anyway,
not at all. I'm not. Um, well, I even started. I got this. I drink a lot of water, so I got this hydrated water, and that way I
well,
don't have
that's
to
good.
carry all the bottles, huh?
Yep.
And
Hydrogen water is good. Yeah.
yes, and
Me.
it's really good. I'm surprised. I've only been using it for 3 days, and I am surprised of it. And then I don't have to grab all the bottles and suck that down. But yeah,
Oh, you know what I did? This is on the order of something else. This is supposed to be really healthy and beneficial too. I have a
yes.
copper container, and
There was a choice between that and the copper container. And
yeah,
people were like,
yeah, and then it
I
had
need a hydrogen, but hey, yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I really like it, and a couple little cups, and I've been using it, and it
Yeah.
does seem to pick up a metallic type flavor
Yeah.
when it sits overnight.
So you want copper in there. I've been pushing copper because Spirit's saying copper, buy copper. But even in the hats in the 1920s, they put copper on the hats where everybody wore hats because they were healing mechanisms within the cloth for healing, and so they took copper out of everything, and now we're going to go back to all of that. So buy copper.
Yeah,
So I
it's
mean,
antibacterial. It's
yes,
antimicrobial. It makes it ionize, or it structures the water. So it does a lot of real beneficial things. And they used to do. It's very common. It's more commonly used in India. And we've gotten away from a lot of things that were very healthy habits, and
yeah,
trying to bring them back.
it's crazy, right? I mean, just the whole process of that. And so now we're in a new process of recognizing and identifying all the poisons, because we're getting poisoned daily, and when the air, the food system, water system, everything. And then we got, well, a big society where they got shot up. I mean, if you look at the human body, so resistance on certain things, and if you're mentally mentally focus on it in a direction, and you're saying, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to this is not going to be a part of me, my body's going to recover. It's all the way you think and process, because the cells are opening to that frequency. And that's why I say, when you hear the word cancer, most people think death, and then the cells vibrate at death, and then they die. And I'm like, you don't do that. You hear cancer, you go live, 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 live. So you got to be careful what you're saying.
Definitely,
So
because the body's listening to you.
right, but you're reacting. Your demeanor when you hear cancer, your whole body reacts in a negative way. Of there's no
Been
choice,
programmed. We've been
right?
programmed that way.
And I think if I heard that, having a doctor tell me that, the first thing is like, well, you don't know me, and you're taught through a society that's telling you how this is going to work out. I had a friend, he got, and I knew that he was going to die of cancer. I just knew. And he got a big tumor. And as soon as they figured that it was on his head, I mean, they were jumping on the bandwagon. It's like, oh, let's get you in this and that. And we want to,
Chemo,
do,
radiation, you name
oh,
it.
yeah. And he's like, fuck it. I'm going home. I'm going to go die the way I want to. You guys aren't going to slip me open like a fish. It's not happening, because that's what they want to do. They want to
A lot of
money.
times the body has encapsulated the cancer cells in a tumor, or sometimes some people have actually found parasites in tumors. And when they open it, yeah, and when they open it, what does that do? It just spreads all over.
Yes.
It's so many of the things that they do make it worse. I saw too much of it. in the hospital. It made me sick. It really did. It was like I was thinking to myself, what, you can't see this isn't working? I mean, what does it take? A building to fall on you? It's not working. And I just keep doing it. Anyway, it's really sad. But, there are so many people that have beat cancer.
Yeah, there is, but they take alternative, choices of doing it.
Yeah, and it's a mindset too, like you were saying. It's really important.
And I just to say, and I've told my kids this too. I'm like, if I ever hear that word, the first thing is like, get them away from me. I'll do it, and I'll figure out the process on my own. I'm not going to be involved in what the doctor decides my demise, if that is the choice. I will be looking at alternative situations, because chemo is poison.
Poison, mustard gas, left over from World War II. Can you believe that? I mean, and I'm sure they have different alternatives as well.
Even your instinct tells you in your body, don't put that in me. Poison.
Oh, but it's going to
cure you. You're going to put poison in your veins.
It's going to kill the cancer cells. It's going to kill the cancer cells. That's what they say. Well, what's going to kill a lot of other cells too?
What they're saying about cancer now, and some of the tumors, are using light frequency to remove the cancer too. So there's so many ways.
Sound,
it's parasitic. Yeah. That's the whole thing. And I mean, there's alternative ways. Putting you in a freaking gas chamber, basically. And then
look at how many billions of dollars they've spent on cancer research, and they still and there are cures out there, but they keep it from us. You have to find it on your own, because they want customers. They want you to keep coming back.
Right.
Till the day you die.
Exactly.
That's pathetic.
So that's the whole process of when we go develop into this golden age, which is happening, which, this whole stuff that's going on, you're seeing silver go up like crazy. It's going to even go up higher and higher and higher. Alex Collier told me that too. I mean, I've had a couple people before I jumped on that bandwagon, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and heard it for myself, and it's going to keep going up. It's not going to stop.
I've been hearing that for years too.
Yeah. So in the XRP, as that rings in the bell, in that ding, 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 when it's finally in, I mean, we're going into the complete golden age of things. So it's all going to be positive. I'm not seeing this, I'm not analyzing this in a certain way of negativity. I don't feel it in the same way anymore. Everything's coming to an end on a process there.
Well, one of the things that I was thinking about, as people are able to keep their calm about them, even as they hear some of these things, and people are waking up, it won't be necessary for these horrific scare events that they talk about, if we're able to maybe keep things stay out of the panic mode, if you know what I mean, and move into more coherence and
right. That's the whole thing with this is you're looking at that 3D level. They're not even ready for the good stuff. They're not even prepared for the good stuff that's coming. They're focused on the bad stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, what I'm loving right now is the UK and all of them, and all those European countries are taking their country back, and I'm proud of them for doing that. And I'm proud of the farmers standing up and saying enough is enough. You ain't getting no food. You're not getting even access out of the city. We're going to tear it all down and burn it. I mean, literally, that country right now could tear all those buildings down and start building outside and start it all over, because they have the power. They have the power to do it. The farmers do. And everybody's backing the farmers because they know that's where their food is. And when you piss the farmers off, in any country like that, you're not going to get fed. You're going to have some famine going on. And so they're demanding that they step down. They're not going to sit back and just take it. And I'll tell you, Minnesota is going to be an example of what you're going to see. I think Tim Walz is either going to be walking out of his state building into a white bus soon, handcuffed in that process. And they're going to put Mike, who is the one that actually won Minnesota, and put him in his actual position. That's what I think is going to happen. And it's already hinting towards that direction anyway, because everything about Minnesota is corrupt from day one. I mean, so Minnesota is the example of what you want to keep your eye on. And I said it for years now. I said, just keep an eye on Minnesota because it's dirty as hell in that area. And so, and then Omar is going to be deported soon too, because that's already on the plate of removing her position and her power completely. The only thing that she's going to get is a ticket back home. So there's a lot of
people that have gotten into our government from other countries. They weren't even born here. They have no business being in our government. They don't know the American way. And a lot of them hate it. So what the heck are they doing here?
Right.
You know, I see these things. Islam, it's a religion of peace. No, it's not. Not even close.
Right.
What about the infidels? Yeah. Anyway, but I guess we have to accept everything. And
well, I see. This is the thing. Is like I said, everything's a piece of a chess game, and now you pull your pawn back, and then that collapses. This category collapses. This division collapses, and they're replacing it. That's the whole thing. Is people think it can happen at once. This is a silent war in different levels of understanding. It is a silent war because it's happening very silently, and it has to be that way. You know, to maintain society, maintain a balance, maintain the information that we're supposed to hold and focus and look at what's really going on in the situation. But I mean, you still have the far left. They're so off. And
out to lunch.
Oh my God. Trump is going to be like, we're opening up the psych wards again. And we're going to lockdown because it's going to be so bad. I mean, this is the thing. They butchered your children. They took their uterus out of them. They took their breast off of them. So they could not procreate at all. And now the birth rate is down. And now Trump's trying to give us money to have more kids. Well, you know,
a little late.
I don't know if I want this younger generation breeding right now. Because
just saying, some of the things I see.
Thinking and the responsibility, they need a class of understanding parenting and everything else. Right now, it's just, I don't see it. And so these kids that are in their 20s, no, they don't need to be doing this right now. I mean, this whole function of this program has got them messed up. They don't have it in the ways of the value of our parents. They need those values back again, but also they need to know what the value of a dollar is again, to put effort and time into things, not get things for free.
Mathis is telling me to turn my TV off. Mathis, I do not have a TV on. I don't know what you're talking about. Was that some other sound somebody was hearing?
No, my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the whole process of this is, things are happening at a different pace. And like I said, I mean, I think if everything went down in one day, I would just be standing there like, okay, are we done yet? Is it over?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm
Can
going to
we
read a
move
book
on
for a good
now?
week. You know, I'm just saying, and I think you're going to have a society upset in what is not there anymore, that's not accessible, that they can't have, and they thought it was good, and they find out it's not, and there's going to be all of that they're going to have a fit over too. Yeah.
Well, it's very interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
How things are moving right along, and there is a lot of truth coming out, and some of it is very disturbing. But yet, I'm seeing a lot of just garbage stuff on X lately.
Well, the Epstein files too. I mean, it's just the stuff that we already knew that was there.
And dragging that on and on and on and on. I mean, I'm to the point. I don't even care anymore. The people that were involved in that and were involved in killing children, you're done. You are so done. And nobody's going to have any mercy.
No.
And rightly so. You didn't have any mercy for those children. So
nope. It's time to get a rope.
Yep. Not something I want to see, but something that needs to happen. I guess it's important for us to stay as heart-centered and as anchored in source as we possibly can, as all these different energies move through us, and try to keep some degree of calm, and because you can't change something that's already done.
No.
All you can do is get it stopped. So
yeah. So, I mean, so what I see from here out, I think, and you're seeing as Trump gets more excited about things, you can tell when he's like a little kid when he knows something's right at the end of the door, that he gets to expose and stuff like that. And like I said, the veterans, I mean, the military, and I think the veterans are next, and then the seniors, he's already hinted in that the situation of being patient about how this is going to lay out, and then deal with the younger adults and everything, how this is going to happen. But I think we're all ready for it. But like I said, people got to stay humble in how this transformation happens. And you're seeing more information about the med beds, the military beds, I call them the military beds. Yeah. So, and it's laying out through the military and how they're going to be very strict on that process. What makes me sick is you see so many these devices and everything like that that look like beds, and they're like, oh, it's the med bed. And they're like, you're only doing that so you can make money off that name. Just there's so many scammers out there for that too. When it's everything about it is free. Everything about it is free. There's, and that's the whole thing. I mean, look at yourself, Gail. I mean, if you said, okay, I'm going to go over under a med bed, and these different devices, how they work on different situations and how they affect your body, and say, the older generation, I don't know, was saying, you got all these choices, these med beds. What do you want to do? And to me, I'd be like, yeah, I want to live another 100 years. I'll go under age regression because I got a lot to do. I still want a lot to do. But a lot of people I've talked to, they're like, I don't want to do that. And
really?
That's that 3D mentality. No, I don't want to do that.
Whoa. I want age regression big time.
I know, but what I'm saying is they're giving up life on so much. If higher technology has the advancement to change, you're looking the biblical terms. Like today, all I've been doing, I went into the deck clock, and it has the Proverbs, the verse on that stuff. This is all I've been doing today. See, just doing research on the biblical term. And on what's going on with, if you're going to go look at the deck clock today in the secret window. It has what's going on, biblically with that.
Mhm.
Anyway, but the thing is, everything's changing. The fruits, the tables flipping, all this stuff is happening. So if you could be around 150 more years, you could do a lot. And you got a lot of people who just, I just want to be done. And then I say to those people, I go, what have you done for humanity? Why? What do you have left to prove how you contribute, what you did? That's the whole thing. And you're not seeing it with anybody. They don't want to.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing too, because this is a very monumental historical event in time that we're going to go through that is unprecedented. It'll never happen again. It's a one time only. And
Generation X is deliberately here for a reason. So, and that's the whole thing about this. I'm literally, when everything shuts down, lights go down, everything goes down, I'm just going to take a book and read for a good week and a half.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some cleaning and some reading. Oh.
Yeah, and so they pushed this ship again, and it was going to, first it was fear. CNN pushed fear around it. And all it is the same situation. Involves our planet bringing in a frequency that's positive, changes the Earth's atmosphere a little bit and puts things back online again, which you're going to see probably in 4 or 5 days as that passes by, some activity that is shifting and changing with the land and the energy upon this planet. But the first thing they want to do is push the fear, because it'll be a big story right now, and then all of a sudden it'll pass by, and then the after effect is energy. So
that's why it's so important for people to learn ways of activating that vagus nerve. And because of the fear, people make bad decisions when they're in fear. Yeah. And they're easier to control when they're in fear. So if you can bring your control back by some simple little practices that, you can put your hand on your heart and your stomach and take deep breaths, at least 3, in for 4 and out for 6 or 7. Right. Do that 3 times. The humming and holding your hands here, you can actually feel when you talk, you feel that vibration. That vibration stimulates that nerve. Anything to bring you back into coherence and out of that fear mode, because that's not good.
Right.
There's another way of putting it. And,
right. Exactly. And so the whole process of this, is getting in the stillness of that calmness. If you look any direction, you're seeing things fall apart. Things are not the same. And like I said, we just walk in the line of fire, and as it incinerates and burns down, just walk through it.
Exactly. And don't let it bother you. Just go,
no.
Oh, wow. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Well, one of the areas I'm concerned about is New York is really getting out of control with crime in that area, because the police aren't doing anything. And you got Minnesota, but New York's another state that needs to be contained through the military. I mean, there's a lot of military presence in Minnesota right now.
That mayor shouldn't even be there.
No.
He was selected. He wasn't. I don't believe he was elected.
He is a pansy,
and he wasn't even born in this country.
He's in Minnesota. They are strong in the city, but not outside. Not outside, they aren't. So I mean, I think when they do the investigation, this will probably be one of the biggest states with so much fraud because everybody got paid. And all of them are going to jail. All of them are going to jail. And right now they're thinking, how are we going to cover our asses? Because they'll sell each other out now. On this whole process. They're going to be selling each other out.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Tim Waltz, he goes to jail or whatever they decide to do with him. He ain't going to last 5 minutes in there.
Well, I don't know how someone of that character ever even got in the position that he's in. They have to cheat their way in. That's the only thing that makes any sense. I can't believe people would actually vote them in unless everything, of course, politicians are known for lying about everything and not delivering on anything that they promise.
Yeah, that's why it's not going to work that way anymore because it can't.
No, it can't. That can't happen in a 5D energy consciousness. I mean, it's a consciousness. And the way you react is a part of a consciousness too. And the 3D is the out of control anger and things of that nature, where 5D would be more coherence and observation and
right.
Going from rage to discernment, and instead of domination, coherence.
Right. Yeah. So. This is, I think, what's going to be interesting. So when you actually get to know publicly, say a group of people that went under the Medbeds and see the reality of what it's done to people. I want you, let's just get into the future on this. The first group of people they'll allow publicly, they're going to say, okay, these are the conditions that the person had. This is the result. This is who she is today. So they're going to, whatever you want to call those, public testing to show this is how things work, because the older generation, to get them under those Medbeds, it's going to take a lot of trust because they're used to popping the pills and thinking that that's helping them, and it's not. It's creating the condition. So when public society finally sees that, you're going to see the hospitals completely dissolve quick, fast.
They're closing now already.
Yeah, I mean,
I just read an article on that.
I have a friend that, she goes to the doctor and she's sick, and they're like, well, we don't know what to do for you. What? What use are you? You don't do nothing. And, it's just, you're just here to kill us. Say,
yeah. Is that the best you can do?
Yes, exactly. You're not dying fast enough. Let me help you. That's what exactly they want. So, I mean, there's just a lot going on. And this is the thing. Money is not going to make everything better. I think society thinks if everybody has money, it's going to be fine.
That's very 3D thinking.
It is. But the thing is, you see the shit we have to clean. Every state, every country that's involved in this, and that's what's going on in the UK and everywhere else. They're cleaning out, they're taking the fucking trash out like we should have been doing a long time ago.
Right.
Yes, and Minnesota is your first example. California is like burned to the ground, fallen in the ocean. There's nothing you can do about it. But Minnesota, it's been brewing that stuff for years. It's been sitting in there.
Arizona is standing up as long as it is.
I can tell you right now, Tim Waltz is not coming out of those state line. I'll tell you why. Because he would be feared for his life right now. Because there's some farmer or somebody going, if I see that SOB, I'm just telling you, people are that much money. People think different about that. They're like, because they're it's in their bank accounts. And they might be sending the money over, to their foreign counterparties. But the thing is, it's getting transferred somewhere, which they have the record to. So this unfolds I mean, the whole state of Minnesota, all the judges, all the attorneys, all the cops, everybody, investigators, all of them are going to jail. There's going to be nobody left. It's going to be like, hello, it's quiet in here. And the federal is going to have to take over. They have,
it's like that in a lot of places. It's not just
yeah.
Minnesota. They're all corrupt as can be.
Yeah.
And,
well, the sheriff's departments are down there that Trump, swore in. So, and the state can't do nothing. When they swore in, they'll do what they would need to do. There's no covering their asses no more. They're going to be hauling their asses off to jail. White bus. So don't be surprised you start to see suicides in that city. Someone jumping off the bridge, someone doing something because they know when they have evidence against them and there's no in out. They're gonna be like, I'm done. So you're gonna see some dirty, dirty stuff coming out of that state.
And it's gonna come out. Maybe it starts in certain places, and then it just trickles to all the other places too, because I've heard a lot about the state that I'm in now that is not too good. And I've heard, and I know a lot of what went on in Arizona, not very good. There's the corruption isn't just at the highest levels, it's all the way down into the cities and the people. We've been being screwed over for generation after generation after generation.
Right.
I'm still, people don't realize that we were never supposed to have to live like this. No. We weren't supposed to have to earn a living. And then having them, the trust accounts and the way they were used, and act like they're borrowing your money, borrowing money from them when it's your own money. It's and then making you pay back your own money.
They're saying right now, don't even pay your electric bill because they're not the ones that have the power source in the first place. Just good grief. It makes you really want to move in the mountains.
I know. I want a cabin in the mountains. But yeah, I'm having a real hard time trying to find a place too. And so that's really been very disappointing. If you don't have a certain income, they don't want to rent to you, which is not fair at all.
Right.
And I've rented basically pretty much all my life, and I never had people say, well, they want to do a criminal background check and they want to do a credit check before they'll even rent you. And a lot of times they want you to pay for it too. And I'm going, no, I'll find somebody who's old school and real people. That kind of thing just, I'm not a number on a piece of paper. This is
why people are moving into campers and moving, because it's easier, it's affordable, and everything's bought and paid for. And, and I got to say, about a year ago, I was really thinking about it. I was like, God, I could just live in Texas, down there for a while and, travel. But things change of what you want. But I think there's going to be a big problem when it comes to all these overdeveloped apartments that they built, and now everybody's getting kicked out of the country. It's going to be empty, so the rent's going to go down.
It'll have to. There'll be so many empty places it won't even be funny. Not only getting rid of all the illegal immigrants, or as many as they can, we also have a lot of people dying off from the jab.
Right.
So that's another whole avenue. And yet I don't know how that's all going to play out.
So anyway, like I said, for the week, I've been telling people keep an eye on what they're going to be dismantling. But I tell you, you're going to see state being torn down in Minnesota and federal walk coming in and taking control, because they're literally going to have to take control of the state, because it's saturated. You have to understand. And I think Tim Tampon is acting like, that type of money is not that big a deal. He's trying to cover up for it. And this is an aggressive situation that needs to be handled very quickly. He needs to be out of office quick, in jail quick. And the investigation process of this. Let me let her out.
Well, one thing that's kind of important is if there's higher consciousness emerging, it will show up as more compassion, not more contempt. That would be more 5D energies. But keeping calm is the trick, because it helps to regulate your nervous system. You can resist panic narratives and not spread fear. That's
Right.
a big one. So staying present and staying discerning is really important, because then mass hysteria drops, and we don't want that.
Right.
And violence decreases. That's something I've been seeing a lot on X. I just had to turn it off. These people starting fights over nothing, just jumping somebody and pounding on more than one person. I mean, it's horrible. It's why I'm going, what? These people are crazy. And then it'll remind me of the thing, remember? And actually, I just recently posted. Yeah, I posted it 2 years ago, and I just posted it again. Let me see if I want to show it. Remember this? You'll like it. Let me find it. Hang on 1 second. Oh my God, what did I do? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me. There it is. Okay, let me show you the share screen. You're gonna. Oh shoot, where was it? Facebook, right? Yeah, Share.
Yep. Try it
again. Yes.
Yep. True. Right.
Yes. So anyway,
I'm telling you. And there's parts of it happening. I'm just saying. Well, okay. This is what you're seeing a lot when we talked about the Ruby Lake and all that stuff. Now you're starting to see, I guess in Washington, I have not got it verified that you're seeing all this red water. I don't know if that's verified or if that's AI, but I wanted to wonder if anybody is living in the area and actually sees that type of water that's red. I was just interested that I saw a post, and it could be AI, but there's a couple pictures of that. But the flooding that's going on there, when you're talking about flooded again, well, it's flooded. Even, Washington and Montana, which is a big state of certain areas. Huh?
Some of the Oregon too. Some of the flooding is unbelievable.
Okay, not to down on a thing, but let me tell you something. In the inner cities of Florida and stuff, I don't know if I have to look at the map on everything, but literally the town was a shithole. Okay, literally bums, everything was shitting all over it. And I'm just like, is this God's way of saying, well, I'm just going to clean it up real quick now? They turned it into a shithole. I had a friend that I would have to go get my hair done, and I'd literally have to step over human feces.
Well,
Yeah.
is this, are you talking about in Minnesota?
No, Oregon.
Oh.
I'm sure parts of Minnesota have it too.
Yeah, I know it's in LA too. I haven't had that experience. I'm glad that I haven't. But oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, it's gross. It's nasty.
And a lot of that we can thank our politicians for, you know. They have sold out the people so bad. And there are so many, it's just, I don't know. It's
well, it's going to get to a UK point too. And trust me, they got some bigger tractors here than they do in the UK. And I've seen them.
Yeah.
It can roll over a building. So yeah, I mean, for this week, I would say keeping your eye on Minnesota. It's going to drag those rats out one by one. You know, I mean, they completely stopped paying everything. They're like, none of it. We can't trust to spend any money or trust. You know, this is the thing too. They need to get a hold of state money because you don't know where it's going in the state money. They need it to completely shut it down. They have to get federal people in there to make sure things are getting paid the way they need to. It's not being funneled into another source. And that's what I think is happening. I used to live on the farm next door to me was one a congressman, you know, and he'd have so many problems in Minnesota because, you know, it's just the libs. Just they don't care. They want everything free. They don't want to do anything. And it's just there's a divide right now in the United States and how this is going to play out again, because after just put this process, after this is over, after all this, there's no parties, just say there's no parties and all this stuff, and we have to go to one country. And I'm going to tell you right now, no one's going to want us to be standing by a lib right now. It's bad. It's really bad. They have got pushed themselves in such a hole so deep, they're not going to get themselves out of it. No one's going to trust them. I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be bad for a long time. They're not going to be in positions or anything like that. They're not going to trust them on anything, and they're going to think they're mentally ill. And that's where he's going with everything.
Well, we're in for a lot of changes everywhere. That's why it's so important to. Whoa.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, another thing is people, you know, staying grounded, and you know, if you have the opportunity to go out in nature, to get back, go hug a tree.
I don't know if I go out in nature. I don't know if it would come back.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Telling you. So,
well,
yeah.
We're just seeing a lot of stress, trauma, information overload.
Yeah, exactly.
Social trust breakdown.
So I think you're going to see a lot of flooding, more flooding this week. I think you're going to see it in California. See, I did the prediction on Mexico, water and earthquake hitting from Mexico in a chain effect. And it's all going to be a line up the coast, you know. And once that chain effect of water and earthquakes, you know, you have the water and then you have the earthquakes combined to the whole situation. So, I mean, you got
fire and water.
Yes, but then you have that whole West Coast saturated in water.
Well, that California Hollywood soil is pretty dirty.
crap shit.
Evil.
Yeah.
Beyond belief.
So I would say the weather on that side, you're going to be dealing with more water coming, and then a tsunami process going on over there too. I just see a lot of freezing cold that's hitting the East Coast on that process. In New York, I did a picture a long time ago, and that still has not come into permission of seeing to the second floor of ice hitting, and this ice storm, and then dismantling that city in that way, and water
Wow.
getting into the first floor, so it would go down into the subways and everything else, and that was important too. So it's hitting those cities in that process of things. So you got San Francisco and all them, the bridges that going down. That's on Instagram too. But we're in these times. We're in all these times that I've did all these drawings, and it's all coming one after the other.
I want to ask you about the one there. I read that there's a volcano in the ocean outside of Oregon that could go off and cause a tsunami. Have you?
What I got with that, and people asked that a long time ago, and I just got a lot of like a valve steam coming up. I did not get that it's going to burst. It's like a steam valve that's always going to let go, but not burst in the way.
So it won't cause any major problems, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not seeing that. I think you might see it react in different ways, but I'm not seeing that burst in the way you think it would. I'd see more Washington, if that happened, and Mexico, that area. But I'm not seeing, and that's like everybody thinks, because everybody really thinks it's going to go because it's showing that attitude. But I can't make something be that way that I don't see. I just see steam coming from the situation, and causing currents, but I'm not seeing it go off.
Well, that's good for the people that live in that area. I know people that live there.
Also,
I know people on the East Coast.
Keeping an eye on Antarctica, because I think, and I don't know if I have it. It's all over there, but there's a part of Iceland too that I saw volcanic eruption there. That was, I think it was Ross. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I have it conveniently around, but I thought I did. Let me see. But yeah, that was a volcano that was showing it was going to erupt. It's very significant on that one erupting very quickly. So something like Ross Shelf or something like that in that area. So I'll have to bring that up and find the actual map on that one. But those are the areas you need to pay attention to.
Well, I hope
keep your eye on Putin. It's going to be a chess move coming in here soon.
Keep an eye on Putin. Is that what you said?
Yeah. There's a chess move coming in soon.
Oh, a chess move. Oh, okay. Good. Yeah. That should be interesting.
That should.
Okay. Well.
So I think we're about up on the hour. I've been sick today too. Everybody's getting sick.
You have your bell.
I think it's downstairs. You got yours?
I got mine.
Okay.
We can just do a quick minute, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, this bell is okay. I think that's good enough. And any final words, Jenny? And
Well, those are the areas you need: Minnesota, Antarctica, Alaska, and keep an eye on Russia. There's just so many areas to keep an eye on. And then, of course, all the pink fog is here. Everybody's like, I send me pictures. Your fog is here. The pink fog is everywhere. It's here too. And
no,
yeah.
no, I haven't. Yeah, okay,
So,
Yes.
but
good thing.
there's a chain effect with the pink fog because the sun is next. The brightness of this, more of a yellow looking sun versus a white sun. So and then the sound and the vibration, hearing a vibration in the air. So we'll see what happens with that.
Alrighty then. Well, everyone, stay in the light. Keep yourself calm and practice stimulating your vagus nerve because it's really important now because we are exposed to a lot and it's a way to calm yourself down. And that's very important. That may help us not have to go through all the scary events if people can stay in heart coherence and just observe. So anyway, other than that, have a wonderful rest of your evening and the week. So take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Good night. Stay in the light.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our